When I first had my accident, there was some question as to whether I'd be able to keep my arm. But thankfully, we have one of the best hand and arm surgical teams in the world in the city that I happen to live in. Then, after they were able to save the arm, the question was, would I ever restore function? Because it was basically lacerated at the elbow. Like, the nerves were cut, the tendons were cut, everything was cut. So would everything below the elbow work? As you can see, it's been about a year, but the scar extends all the way from one side to the other. And it's like, yeah, that was all just chunks of meat gone. And at first I was able to kind of like slowly twitch my fingers. I couldn't really do anything with it, but I was able to twitch. Then slowly I was able to do a little bit more. And then I was able to put my hand on a keyboard and I was able to type. But what didn't make any sense was that even as my hand started recovering, even as my forearm started recovering, and it was really weak, it was like, wait, why can't I lift my arm and why can't I curl my bicep? Remember, I went in for an examination. They had me take my shirt off, and they looked at my back shoulder, at my supraspinatus, basically the rotator cuff muscles. And they were like, wait, why is this completely like gone? Why is this atrophied? Because we didn't realize that I had a brachial plexus injury. So I had basically a nerve issue that wasn't connecting to the bicep or the deltoid. So even though the hand was working, this wasn't working. But a little more than 6 months later, I was able to get the surgery for a nerve transfer and a nerve transplant. So if you see this big scar on the inside of my arm, and this big scar on the outside, though I can't see it very well, that was where they cut into my arm to rewire me like a lamp. They had to run a nerve from my forearm and a nerve from my chest, a nerve from a nerve from everywhere to the nerves that weren't working. In addition to that transfer, they actually had to do a transplant. And I still don't know where they got the nerve that they transplanted, because they talked at one point about taking out of my ankle or taking out of my leg, but they just magically had it when the transfer didn't work. So I'm like, did it come from a cadaver? Did it come from one of the surgeons? Was it just laying around? Like, I don't know, but guess what? My arm works. It's super weak. I mean, I can curl 1 pound. The shoulder is actually stronger than I thought. Like, that's up to where I'm getting like weights like 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds, not like significant weight. But the curl is still just so weak because the nerve is so weak and the muscle is atrophied for like 8 or 10 months that like even doing 1 pound is hard, but at least I'm doing 1 pound.